And now on our Spotlight segment is Nigerian-American singer and rapper YungManny. Born the youngest of 7 kids to a Nigerian immigrant family in the United States of America, Adrotoluwa Emmanuel Kolawon, popularly known as YungManny, has been able to capture impressive attention on the different sides of the Atlantic where he is connected. His trap music has grown in his local community in Maryland in the USA, and the Afrobeat-infused songs have also crossed the Atlantic to gain attention back in Nigeria, where his roots are from. As an undergraduate of business administration, YungManny's musical interest stems from attending a simple piano lesson to performing in his local church before eventually going professional at the age of 14.
Before I even found music, I've been in music. My dad placed me in piano training lessons since I was about 10 years old. So before I even said I want to make music or go to a studio, I was already playing music on the piano. I played piano at my church, keyboard at my church. So I've always been in music for the past 10 years, 15 years, since I was very, very young. And then maybe I got in my first unofficial studio, maybe about like 12 years old. And then my first official studio, maybe around 14. Stand down like I'm down bad. And you know, because I'm in Yankee-America, the looks of being an American rapper aren't too, I wouldn't say that it's frowned upon, but I'm sure your parents want you to be whether doctor, whether lawyer, whether engineer first before you come out and say, I want to be making music. So it was a unique response. They liked the song I made, but they weren't under the impression that it would be a long-time, full-time thing, you know? So they enjoyed it as my hobby, but I'm sure they didn't think I wanted to pursue this as a career. I always say success convinces everybody. You know, more than I can talk, more than I can explain, success will convince. So when I'm having millions of streams and shows are booking me and money is coming in, you know, at a young age, whether I'm 14 or 15, you know, success will convince better than I can convince. So when I'm out with my parents and people are starting to recognize me, and you know, when I'm different places and people are acknowledging me as YungManny rather than Emmanuel, who they know me to be acknowledged by, then, you know, my parents start seeing the thing.
His musical genre reflects the quality of his identity, which he now uses to his advantage. And when some of his music and music videos reflect psychedelic, that could make some conservatives a bit uncomfortable. He hopes they remember that his singing personality is not the same as the young boy who used to play music in church.
Wow, that's a strong question. That's a very strong question. I'll say on a serious term, my mom and my church members, they understand. They see Emmanuel and they see YungManny. Sometimes YungManny must be, you understand? And Emmanuel will be. So everybody in my church generally has good things to say, and nobody can say I'm not in the word, and I'm not reading my this, and I'm not at church, and I'm not in attendance. So, but funny thing is, my pastors, they love this song, so it's funny. My mom loves it too, and she said there even needs to be more of the dancing. So. She's so lost in her vanity, narcissistic ways of a bad bitch. I always tell people I'm a man of many influences. So, you know, like I said, I grew up in America, but, you know, you can't disregard your Nigerian heritage and your Nigerian blood. So, I also told you that I played piano in church. So, right there, you see gospel music, you see American pop music, you see American rap music, and you have Afro beats. Then you see I'm a melting pot of many, different genres and cultures and whatever. So, I'll say more so the American music scene influenced me when I was more at my start. I knew the likes of the Two-Face and the D'banj and Wizkid and David at the early stages, but I would say I was more focused on American music. And I wanted to burst onto the American scene a bit more when I was younger. But as I grew up, as I grew older, as I learned the culture and the richness of my blood, as I've been back to Nigeria about 15 times in the last 5 years, I found a different sweetness in just Afrobeat music, as they'll call it nowadays. I never went to try too hard to the point where I'm trying to be something I'm not at the end of the day. Yes, I'm Nigerian. Yes, I was born in America. Some people will, they'll even tell me, you're too Nigerian for the Americans, you're too American for the Nigerian.
For you, baby.